Right now at 10, $1 billion for broadband. Federal funding is coming to states to help put internet in rural areas. And on a visit made in celebration of Dairy Month, Wisconsin's governor says he's hopeful as we reach the end of the state budget process. Plus, Onalaska's Parks and Rec Board is considering a revamp of the city's community center.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The state of Wisconsin is receiving just about $1 billion in funds through the Broadband Access and Development Program. This federal program was established to expand high-speed internet to unserved areas, and it's part of the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which President Biden signed back in 2021. One Wisconsin congressman says it is essential to bring affordable internet access to parts of the state where there's no broadband infrastructure in place.
These days, having broadband is like having water or electricity in your home. You absolutely have to have it.
Now, 20% of the funding will be awarded with grants by 2024. By 2025, the remaining 80% of the funding will be handed out, and the projects are expected to finish by 2030. Minnesota is also getting federal funding for broadband. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith announced the state will get more than $650 million through the bipartisan infrastructure law for high-speed internet projects. Funds will first go to areas of the state that need broadband connections the most, often rural areas. June marks National Dairy Month, and to celebrate, Governor Tony Evers visited Organic Valley's Chaseburg Creamery. Evers and Organic Valley leaders say it's important to recognize the farmers who provide the state economy billions of dollars.
Well, you know, at Organic Valley, we've got 1,600 small family farms as part of our cooperative, and so June Dairy Month is really important to us because it's a time to pause and celebrate all the great work that they're doing.
Frank says Chaseburg Creamery services around 400 farms in the area, bringing in around 4.5 million pounds of milk per week. Now, the governor could also have the legislature's draft of the state budget on his desk by the end of the week. The budget calls for a $3.5 billion tax cut that would give the wealthiest earners the largest relief, and it could cut the UW Systems budget by $32 million. Evers has said before he would veto the state budget if the UW system faced cuts, but he says there's reason to be hopeful that that won't be the case.
They did put that $32 million, it's being retained, so it is not a cut. It's retaining until the university and the Joint Finance Committee can kind of work it out. But at the end of the day, that $32 million is essentially keeping them flat. I mean, there's no way in the world one of the best university systems in the country should be going with no increase.
The state Senate is in session Wednesday to vote on the Republican-led proposal, with the Assembly following on Thursday.
We have air quality alerts in effect due to the wildfire smoke that's actually going to begin to filter back down into the area. Unfortunately, we're going to see that probably for the next several days. We're not going to deal with the 90 degrees and the stagnant air that we had before, but still you'll see the haze out there that will be filtered in. The low pressure that dealt with the showers and actually cloud cover earlier today is beginning to push further to the east. So we're beginning to clearing skies from west to east. That's the good news. We still got that north wind that's been blowing quite strong, but it is beginning to decrease overnight. The good news is clear skies. We're looking at the temperatures to fall off fairly quickly. Dry atmosphere down to 58 probably by 6 a.m. We'll then see hazy skies once you wake up tomorrow morning. Overall, we're going to see a chilly night. There could be some 40s in the area. We'll break down when to see those. Rain chances come later this week. I'll see if we see significant rain, maybe some more helping with the drought, and then dry next weekend. We'll look at that, especially as we go into the July 4th holiday weekend. All that coming up later in Maine weather.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Greg. There is new information about the human remains found in the Mississippi River last Tuesday. The La Crosse County Sheriff says the body has gone through an initial exam at Mayo Clinic in Rochester and will be seen again by a forensic anthropologist. The sheriff says the man's body may have been in the river for roughly 5 years. Authorities say the person could have been a hunter and had gotten into the river from a branch of the Mississippi. The sheriff's office reported finding the body last week just south of the city of La Crosse. A release noted the body had a distinctive piece of jewelry. Authorities hope the jewelry plus signs of the person being a hunter will help them identify the man. Pedestrian-related fatalities increased in Wisconsin from 2021 to 2022. That's according to a report from Wisconsin's Highway Safety Association. Now, the report says 75 people died in 2022 compared to 50 in 2021. In Madison, city officials saw a decrease in pedestrian deaths over the same period of time as the report. Despite a decrease in their numbers, they say the job isn't finished yet.
But I think because of that, each one really highlights the work that we still have to do here in our city to ensure that our trend isn't going the same direction as we see in the state.
The new numbers make Wisconsin the state with the third highest increase in the country during 2022. Air traffic controllers are putting out a warning about not having enough workers to meet the increasing demand for air travel. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association says there are 1,200 fewer certified controllers than 10 years ago. The union is calling on Congress to require the FAA to hire more. The Department of Transportation agrees, with the Inspector General issuing a report warning the lack of controllers could pose a risk to operations. The Supreme Court is allowing the Louisiana congressional map to be redrawn to add another black majority district. Although the justices didn't hear the case directly, the court lifted its hold on a lower court's order to redraw the map. Last year, Louisiana state officials were sued over the map, which made only 1 out of 6 districts majority black, despite the state's population being 33% black. Onalaska's Parks and Rec Department is considering several ways to revamp the city's community center. The city's Parks and Rec director says the board wants to turn the center into a multi-generational facility. The building was built in 1974 and hosts events for seniors 5 days a week, and it's the city's most heavily rented space on weekends. Now, the city set roughly $500,000 in this year's city budget for parks to get a design plan going on the facility. The city could decide to remodel the existing building, add some accessible restrooms, or even build a new gymnasium, the latter potentially costing more than $7 million.
The city doesn't have any indoor gymnasium space in the winter months, and so trying to find a space that really could be utilized 12 months a year by multiple generations. We just like to try to find a space that we can manage and that the seniors can use in the mornings, and we can use it for a lot of our recreational programs in the afternoons.
The board didn't decide on a course of action tonight. They'll present some plans to Common Council next month, who will discuss future funding options from there. There's a community effort to help create better habitat along Lake Onalaska's shores, as well as give boaters access to businesses on the water. The Bryce Prairie Conservation Association is working on a plan to dredge the lake near Red Pines Bar and Grill. The project would clear the way for boats as well as create habitat.
What the dredging will do is increase the depth and provide overwintering habitat for fish. So that is something that is sorely needed on the lake.
The project would also create a sediment trap, which would give fish a place to spawn. The association's goal is to raise $200,000 for the project. We've got a link to donate on news8000.com. Still ahead, construction is moving along at a future food hall in downtown La Crosse. The owners say they were waiting more than a year to get the permits needed to continue. And later, meet this month's hometown heroes who made it their life's job to help people during some of life's scariest moments.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Wrap up that bathroom project with 11% off at Menards. Our great selection of Lion showers, bathtubs, and surrounds are a great way to start your remodel. This elite tub and shower surround is now just $519.99 after rebate. Finish your remodel with Elger toilets. They feature a slow close lid and have a patented EverClean surface, keeping your toilet cleaner longer. Got this tall Diplomat toilet, now only $159.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I've had the pleasure of working with two of the nicest people on the planet for a whole lot of years. I'm talking about Matt Farron and Troy Arns in our mortgage department. These two are the best I've ever seen at putting people into home loans. So if you have a mortgage need, come see Matt or Troy. Not because they're nice, because they're great at mortgages. The nice is just a bonus.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
La Crosse is one step closer to getting a food hall. The Lax Food Hall's business owners announced on Facebook that they officially got their building permit from the state last week. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen explains what's next.
It all starts with a dream.
I was like, yeah, I like La Crosse a lot. It's a great place to raise kids, but I really miss a lot of things from Chicago and St. Louis.
Michael Margulis's dream was to bring something he missed to La Crosse, a food hall with 11 different vendors right downtown.
The food hall concept, it solves a lot of issues.
He's teamed up with his friend Zachary Switzer to bring people more choices. For the two, it's a dream that's hit a few snags along the way.
It's just been a story of a bunch of delays.
They submitted their building permit last year, but Margulis said it went missing.
We had them resubmit it.
Eventually, it moved through the state, then the city.
We eventually came to an agreement that the city and the state could both support.
After a 16-month journey, we have our permits, which is wonderful.
Now, permits in hand, they're ready to go.
It's a huge relief. We're glad to finally get stuff like moving on like the actual walls.
Right now, all that's finished is a bar.
Each day you walk by and today there's a wall where there wasn't yesterday.
But the business owners have big plans.
There'll be a restaurant or a kitchen built into each one of those on both floors.
Realizing their dream of layout and vendors.
The best of what their cities have to offer. We're cherry picking our favorites out of them.
In La Crosse, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
The owners say now that they've cleared the permit hurdle, they're looking for workers to help transform the space. They're also searching for 3 more vendors, namely pizza, burgers, and wings. Margulis says we could know an opening date as soon as next week. After the break, rent is falling in some areas of the country. Plus, the battle continues over a Taco Tuesday trademark.
We're busy. I get it. So Stanton Optical works with your schedule. Buy online, pick up in store same day, and get a free fitting. I mean, look at my to-do list. Same day eye exam, same day glasses. 2 pairs plus eye exam for only $79.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So let's gear up for it with an SUV like the Ford Bronco Sport. It has a terrain management system with 5 standard GOAT modes, so you can go over any type of terrain. Plus, 4x4 capability is standard across the entire lineup. Be adventure ready with Ford Bronco Sport. Now, get a new Ford Bronco Sport with 1.9% financing for 66 months, plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
It's the Bobby Bones Show. Come hang. You are going to hear the biggest stars in country music.
I admit it, I was starstruck.
I'm training.
You train like you're a professional athlete.
You never know when I'm going to get the call into the big leagues.
Yeah, but how old are you?
And they stay there! The biggest stars, the best music, and the most fun. Join me, Bobby Bones, every weekday morning starting at 6 on Kicks 106.3.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Try a toasted bagel sandwich and pair it with a $2 medium iced coffee. Now even bolder.
Birthdays are something to celebrate, and our News 8 This Morning team highlight them every day. If someone you know is turning 8 or 88, submit a picture of them at news8000.com today. Look Who's 8, brought to you locally by Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska. Little teeth, big smiles.
Ram is built to serve, and you'll find the Ram you're looking for at Pischke Motors in West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
It's Ram season. Stop in now to get 2.9% financing for 72 months, plus dealer discounts on a 2023 Laramie and a 2023 Bighorn. You'll find all of the power you've come to expect from Ram, and the Laramie will keep you comfortable and connected while you drive. Stop in now because this offer ends July 5th.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of Progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
The Board Store Home Improvements. Everyday low prices on bathroom remodels for seniors and families. Contact us today for a prompt free estimate.
Fortunately, the haze is back. We're going to deal with some air quality issues through this week. Mild conditions will be back into the 80s tomorrow, near average, and then our next rain chance comes Wednesday through Friday, even Saturday, but not all day rains. Most of those periods will be dry. Rainfall amounts right now, if we look at the totals through the month, for Eau Claire, we're still short basically in all categories all the way up to yearly. We're still about 1 inch and 8/10. If you look at La Crosse, it's the same type of story. We got 3/10 yesterday, but then you look at the monthly totals, we're still about 1 inch and 8/10. You look at the yearly total, we're still about 1 inch and 7/10 away from where we should be. We picked up some, but drought conditions still across the area, so we could use more. Fortunately, we'll get a little bit later in the week. For tonight, we're looking at clearing skies, getting back down to the mid-50s, even some upper 40s in certain areas. It could be quite chilly, what we're not used to, but dealing with the warm temperatures the last couple of weeks. Tomorrow, more sunshine, less wind, still the haze out there, but more mid-80s for most of the area. So that's the good news. We'll see warmer conditions. Overall, that low to the east begins to push off. We're seeing the clearing skies, and then we're going to watch all this activity out west with multiple little waves producing showers and thunderstorms. It's going to take till Tuesday into Wednesday, especially Wednesday, when we start seeing that line come across. And that Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday night is probably our first good chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms across the area as that pushes across. Now, beyond that, we'll still have more disturbed weather coming across. So through Friday, even Thursday, Friday, more showers and thunderstorms. Then things starts to begin to push south of the area. We shall probably dry out for the weekend. So there's chances there, but not significant amounts of rainfall with it. Overall tonight, as we mentioned, clearing skies. Temperatures will continue to fall into the 50s by after overnight for some areas. As you wake up, sunshine, hazy sky conditions. We'll have that upper 40s, low 50s. And then as we go through the noon hour, we'll climb back up into the near 80 degrees, lighter winds. Then as we get towards Tuesday night and Wednesday, notice it starts bringing in a lot of cloud cover, even popping up some showers. I think a lot of that won't reach the ground too dry, but we will see increasing clouds as we go through Tuesday night and Wednesday as that wave begins to approach, which will mean we'll have the showers probably coming in later on Wednesday. Smoke-wise, pretty thick. You'll see it kind of push to the south today, and then actually as we get to tomorrow, it'll begin to rotate back up, being pulled north with the wind change there. So it's going to be circulating around the area. So where other areas see heavier smoke or not, kind of up in the air, but we will have the air quality issue to deal with through probably at least midweek. So something to keep in mind of. That's why that advisory alert is out. Otherwise, you see the rain chances coming through Friday. Best probably is going to be Wednesday night and Thursday, mid-80s. We dry out for the weekend, and it looks like we're going to start heating up for the 4th of July. I think we will start reaching those 90s once again.
Rent is falling for the first time in years in some areas of the country. According to new data from Realtor.com, the U.S. median rent in May fell 0.5% from May of last year. It's the first annual rent decline in at least 3 years. Experts expect rent prices to continue to soften through the remainder of this year and into next year. The largest declines are in Las Vegas, the Riverside and San Bernardino areas of California, and Phoenix. But cities in the Midwest and Northeast are seeing the opposite, with rent increasing. The 4th of July is just around the corner. AAA is expecting the holiday weekend to break record numbers, with over 51 million Americans expected to travel. At least 43 million of those are expected to travel by car. If you're worried about breaking the bank at the pump, experts say there's not much to worry about.
As oil prices have dropped, the price at the pump has dropped too. So whereas last year people may have been paying $4.80 to $5 a gallon, now they're going to be paying $3.50 or less in most places.
And if you're flying this weekend, experts recommend checking your flight for updates and getting to the airport on time. Fireworks sales are set to blast off this year in both commercial and consumer markets. Leaders at the American Pyrotechnics Association say there could be record sales. The industry lost more than 90% of its business during the pandemic, but it's bouncing back. Commercial sales could hit nearly $450 million, with overall sales to exceed $2.3 billion. And the fight for the Taco Tuesday trademark is getting spicy. The phrase is trademarked and owned by Taco John's and has been for 34 years. The company responded to a petition Taco Bell filed with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to cancel the trademark. Taco Bell claims the phrase Taco Tuesday is so common, anyone should be able to use it to, quote, make, sell, eat, and celebrate tacos. Taco John's parent company, Spicy Seasonings, filed its response to Taco Bell's petition, saying it has the right to enforce its trademark. Spicy indeed. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers opening up a 4-game set against the Mets. Plus, we had a lot of local action on the diamond. Holman and La Crosse playing a couple over at Copeland Park. Rob's got the highlights next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. At Mayo Clinic Health System, get personalized specialty care with access to experts from orthopedics to neurosurgery and cardiology to cancer care, all close to home.
At Marine Credit Union, we have great rates and an even better mission. With our new certificate and money market rates, you can grow your money and grow your community. Call or visit marinecu.com to find a branch near you.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Or take 0.9% APR plus over 1,200 trade assistance and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
Holiday Inn Express in Onalaska is your corporate headquarters for all business or personal travel in the Coulee region. Conveniently located within walking distance of 6 restaurants, retail locations, and 3 grocery stores. We are at the hub of your corporate visit. With hot breakfast served daily, meeting rooms for corporate presentations, and a state-of-the-art workout facility. We have everything you need for your next business trip.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
At Marine Credit Union, we have great rates and an even better mission. Not only will you earn a higher return on your money, you're also helping our community. We provide loans to people who can't get them elsewhere and help families on the path to homeownership. Visit marinecu.com to find a branch near you.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Brewers and Mets beginning a 4-game set tonight in New York. We'll get to that in just a bit, but we'll start on the diamond in La Crosse with a couple of area Legion teams going head-to-head for 2. Let's go to Copeland Park for the nightcap. La Crosse Post 52 taking on Holman. Pitchers duel early on. Bottom 2, Dalen Haney gives this one a ride to right, but Aiden Boylan makes the grab. We're scoreless through 2. Top 3, runner on second for Holman. Tough play for Lucas Eilertson. Great throw from third. Gets Post 52 out of trouble. Bottom 3 now. Runner on third for La Crosse. Calvin Hargrove at the dish. He chops it to third. Nice play by Hayden Goodell. That ends the threat. We're scoreless through 3. But in the 4th, Holman loads the bases. Tyrus McCoy comes up big. Look at the hustle here down the line. Hard 90 from McCoy. Beats it out at first. Post 284 gets on the board. It's 1-0. And Holman not done. Later in the inning, Boylan going the other way. That's down for a base hit. Holman puts up a 4 spot in the inning. Post 284 sweeps the doubleheader. They get the win in Game 2 by a final of 5-0. Down the road, West Salem Post 51 hosting Sparta Post 100. Sparta leading 1-0 with David Fabry on the mound. He was dealing. West Salem threatening in the second, but Fabry with back-to-back Ks to end the inning. Sparta still in front. Later in the game, West Salem playing some small ball. Cole Everson lays down the bunt. Fabry throws him out at first, but the sacrifice works to perfection. Now they got a man on third. Very next batter, Chris Calico at the plate. He lines it in a center field. That's going to score a run. We are all tied up. Later in the game, go-ahead run on third. My guy Jesse comes up big. He sends one to deep left field. Should be deep enough to score a run, and it is. West Salem takes the lead. They would hold on for the win, 2-1. Loggers on the road tonight, opening up a 2-game set in Waterloo. La Crosse hangs on for the win, 6-5. As the Loggers win their 2nd straight. Bucks made it interesting late. They scored 3 in the 9th, but the Loggers survived. They start their 4-game road trip off with the W. They'll look for the sweep tomorrow night. Big 4-game set for the Brewers beginning tonight in New York against the Mets. Pick it up in the 6th. Milwaukee down a run, but not anymore. Mets bullpen blowing it again. Shocker. Joey Weimer, 2-run shot to dead center, puts the Brewers on top. That was more than enough. Devin Williams gets the Mets 1-2-3 in the ninth. But the story in this one was Colin Ray. 6 1/3, just 3 hits allowed. Brewers open the series with the win. They take it 2-1. Twins looking for their second straight win, taking on the Braves. Were scoreless in the second until Joey Gallo jumps all over this fastball from Spencer Strider, straightaway center, and gone for a solo shot. Gallo gets the Twins on the board, but the Braves, they're red hot in the seventh. Marcell Ozuna puts Atlanta on top. He goes the other way for a solo blast, makes it 2-1 Braves. Then Ronald Acuna Jr. adds to it later in the inning. Man on, Acuna unloads on this one to left center. No doubt 2-run shot puts Atlanta up 3. Twins fall in the series opener 4-1. And finally on the hardwood, many eyes are on GET senior Cody Schmitz. He did it all for the Red Hawks last season. The Cooley Conference Player of the Year, averaged more than 29 points a game during his junior season. And this afternoon, Schmitz announcing on Twitter that he's received a scholarship offer to play basketball at Northern Michigan University. And it's been a roller coaster of an offseason for Schmitz. Back in early April, he suffered a Jones fracture in his left foot during his first AAU tournament, but the senior was back on the court earlier this month. Looks like he's going to be more than ready for a big senior season with the Red Hawks.
What are you thinking? 35 points a game?
I think so. He's hungry.
50?
Especially coming off of an injury, too.
Absolutely.
Already dunking. He showed a video on Twitter.
Yeah,
Love
fantastic.
That. You going to rub it in yet or no?
Nah, the series just started.
It's a long series.
It was a pitcher's duel. You know?
Patience.
It's not like the Brewers wowed tonight, other than Colin Ray, who's looking like an ace on this year's roster, looking better than Corbin Burns on a daily basis.
I told my friend, I was like, I expected 7 tonight. I expected a little longer.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's been a tough year. $400 million payroll, 1 run.
Versus like not even are we even at $100 million? You guys hit me up on Facebook. Are the Brewers even at $100 million payroll?
It's a tough year. I say that every year. But
yeah. But a couple more games.
It's tougher because of the expectations, but I think that's what makes it worse. I think, when you have, 2 guys that are coming, 2 Hall of Fame pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it becomes a laughingstock because of how much they spent on this team.
It does. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll warm up that Yelich jersey for the end of the week.
I feel it coming.
We got more news right after this.
Get over 50% off on this sofa chaise right now at the 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list throughout the store and up to 70% off on clearance items. The 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin.
Excuse me.
Roll it back, everybody. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Still living with odors? Get back in there and freshen instantly with new Febreze Air Mist. Febrez's new finer mist floats longer in the air to fight even your toughest odors. So long, sticky smells, and hello, amazing freshness. Discover the new Febreze scents today.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order.
Scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Enjoy the convenience, beauty, and safety of a new walk-in shower or bathtub with new walls, new fixtures, and grab bars. Magnify your delight with new cabinets, sink, flooring, and lighting. Work with experienced designers and relax knowing completion is by our skilled carpenters, plumber, and electrician. Receive our best price anytime, every time. No gift cards, no free stuff, and no pressure. Superior products, superior installation, at a price lower than most others. Invest wisely. The Board Store Home Improvements prompt free estimates.
Incredible deal on this Sealy Queen mattress for just $399 at the 4th of July mattress blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Plus, Sealy mattresses starting as low as $129. Up to 60% off list. What a sale.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Many kids dream of becoming a firefighter or a police officer. One Sparta man spent his life dreaming of riding in an ambulance. Well, his dream has been serving a community for nearly 50 years now. News 8 Now's Dua Israr introduces us to our June hometown heroes.
Hear the doo-doo. Before your pager went off, you knew.
There are things in a community you don't think twice about.
I will tell you, I think this has been Bob's dream from the time he was young.
They're just there.
When we came here, we said we wanted a family business, that we were going to be hands-on, and we were going to be here for the community.
Bob and Linda Hess's family business isn't your typical storefront.
Volunteer search and rescue group, which got me interested in ambulance.
The Hesses are responsible for a life-saving measure in Sparta's community.
It's the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows.
In the 60s and 70s, ambulances were often operated by funeral homes and police departments.
Back then, ambulance wasn't really a career.
The city of Sparta made a decision to turn its ambulance service into a separate entity. The first people to operate it were the Hesses.
We met in January, engaged in May, married in August, and came to Sparta to take over the ambulance service in November.
In the 80s, this is actually one of our first defibrillators.
From there, the small ambulance service grew.
Gradually, we got a group of about 12 people to help us out, so we actually got a day off.
For Bob and Linda, the family business is about hope.
They heard that siren, and they knew that help was coming.
They're the bridge between a person in need and a hospital.
In my world, they're the biggest heroes because they gave people the chance to live and help others then too.
So you get the patient loaded.
For nearly 50 years.
And then you head for the hospital as fast as you humanly could.
These helpers with big hearts have made sure their community has someone to rely on.
You don't get rich. You don't have power or influence. It's just you see you're helping people that need it the most.
Reporting in Sparta, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Last year, 3,000 calls were made to Sparta Area Ambulance. Bob and Linda say while they don't ride in the ambulance anymore, they are still there to pick up every one of those calls. We'll be right back after this.
Hy-Vee hot deals are back. 6-pack Pepsi products, $2.49 each when you buy 4. Whole seedless watermelon, $3.88 each. Lay's kettle cooked or rolled gold, $1.77 each when you buy 3. Get the hottest deals all week long at Hy-Vee.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So let's gear up for it with an SUV like the Ford Bronco Sport. It has a terrain management system with 5 standard GOAT modes, so you can go over any type of terrain. Plus, 4x4 capability is standard across the entire lineup. Be adventure ready with Ford Bronco Sport. Now, get a new Ford Bronco Sport with 1.9% financing for 66 months, plus $2,000 flex buy cash, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Hi, have you seen that realtor with all those billboards?
Hold my beer.
Get local, award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay.
Are you tired of looking out your dirty windows? Cooley Region Window Cleaning is here to help. Locally owned with honest and fair pricing, and satisfaction is always guaranteed. More than dirty windows? If it's on your house, we can clean it. Call 769-7048 today for your free quote and get $100 off your service. Cooley Region Window Cleaning, we're doggone good. Call 769-7048 today or visit CooleyRegionWindowCleaning.com.
Hello, my name's Boris Gump. Chocolate? Mama always said buying a car was like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get. Me and Jenny, we buy all our cars at Sleepy Hollow. They got new cars and used cars, a body shop, parts and everything. Like me and Nate, the Sleepy Hollow serviceman, we just like peas and carrots. I'm not a smart man, but if you need a car, you should be running to Sleepy Hollow.
Hy-Vee hot deals are back. ground beef, $2.98 for a 1-pound roll. Special recipe brats, 8 for $12 when you buy 8, plus a 16-cent fuel saver. And Bush's baked beans, $1.68. Get the hottest deals all week long at Hy-Vee.
Clearing skies overnight allow the temperatures to fall back into the upper 50s as you wake up. Even mid-50s, it could be even 40s out there. It's going to be quite chilly, but the smoke and haze will be out there the next few days, and we have rain chances coming by midweek, and it looks dry next weekend, maybe getting hot by July 4th.
All right. Thanks a lot, Greg. And we were just talking some more baseball. Maybe the Mets' problem is they're not spending enough money.
That's true.
So maybe get Shohei in a trade, pay him $700 million.
With what farm?
More than $1 billion payroll for the Mets.
What are we doing?
We'll see you tomorrow.
Done.